So here I'm getting a palette ready to paint a colour wheel. So I'm getting my primary colours, yellow, blue and red, and a little bit of black and white. When you are mixing colours, it's important to always mix a tiny little bit of the darker colour into the lighter colour. So I'm going to start here by doing my primary colours on my sheet of paper. So I've got my blue, yellow and red. Then I'm mixing those two together to get secondary colours. So I've got yellow and blue making green, red and blue making purple, and red and yellow making orange. And then I'm just very slowly still mixing the lighter colour with a tiny bit of the darker colour, just creating a gradient around my colour wheel. So I've got those colours mixing and changing from one to another a little bit smoother. Once I've got this, I'm going to create a tint. A tint is when you add white to a colour. So I'm going to add white to all my colours, same, adding a tiny little bit of darker colour in the white, so you can see what I'm doing on the palette there. So now I'm going to be making a shade, so I'm adding a little bit of the colour to black. Okay, so I've got a little bit of blue, black in the blue, just making it a shade darker blue. Same with the red, and carrying on the orange, just still being very careful to just mix a tiny little bit of the dark colour into the lighter colour. So as you can see, we don't need a lot of paint here. I put a tiny little bit of paint on my palette and I've still got loads left. So it's always better to add paint than to have too much at the end. So just try to make sure you don't put too much paint on your palette and experiment with mixing those colours together.